Today guys, we're gonna talk about the men's favorite fragrance of all time on a woman. So I asked my community to choose what are the best fragrances they ever smelled on a woman and share it with me. Right, guys, that being said, this is Clemence, I talk about fragrance, welcome back. This video is for entertainment. Obviously, I'm not claiming I know what's the best fragrance that a man will ever smell on you. I will try to put my professional point of view in there and also my opinions. So these are very subjective. Also, some of the choice are influenced by me. This is something I'm very aware of when you ask your community to tell you that the best fragrances. Usually, you can see fragrances that are usually a lot praised on my channel. Anyway, don't take it too seriously, you know, wear what you like. Whew! So I asked you on Instagram what was your favorite fragrances. I took all the results in my little book and created a top 20. The top 20 fragrances the most loved on women, chosen by men. Number 20 is Gozo by Jeroboam. So this is exactly what I explained. This fragrance is, I think, only here because I recommend that so much and it's one of my favorite fragrances of all time. I actually think now we can call it one of my signature because I wear that a lot and it's loved by my boyfriend as well, so we literally fight for this fragrance all the time. This is like an amber floral fragrance and it smells a bit like a Barbie doll skin. So much compliment out of this fragrance. Everybody complimented me and a lot of people bought it when I sprayed this fragrance at an event, so I think it's the best compliment. Literally, you don't need to spray a lot, but I just like to bath in the scent. But anyway. Number 19 is Narciso Poudré. It's really popular, actually, so I'm not surprised. This fragrance is the kind of fragrance that I wear when I go out with girls, or we're having a tea, or it's an afternoon shopping with some friends, you know, or a lunch with a friend. I would spray that fragrance. It's easy, it's nice, it's a little bit cozy as well because it's very musky. Full on musk, actually, which is the signature DNA of Narciso Rodriguez usually, and it's white musk, so it feels really powdery, very cloudy, and usually they leave an amazing sillage around. Smelled a bit like a blusher to me, like a rose blusher, powdery little makeup vibe. Some people complain though that it can be a little heady, so try it before you buy it, but you should do that with any fragrance anyway. Next one is Creed Spring Flowers, a classic kind of, because it's got like more than 20 years now. 1996, Pierre Bourdon and Mr. Creed himself, I guess, you know. It's a bit blurry, the history of Creed, so I'm not gonna go anymore into that subject. It's a fruity fresh fragrance and it's kind of cute, a carefree kind of fragrance. Some apple, melon and peach aquatic fruity note to me, because you know, if you put melon, it always have this a little bit of liquidish aquatic note, which is nice. Jasmine rose musk, kind of classic, sophisticated but not. Number 17 is Baccarat Rouge, nothing new under the sun. Iconic now fragrance, you can call it that. It's a fragrance that really did a revolution in niche perfumery, and I'm actually really grateful to a certain extent to that fragrance because it really opened the gates for, I would say, people that were not passionate into fragrance to start their fragrance journey with that fragrance because it was so groundbreaking, a little bit like Aventus did for us as well. I don't like the fragrance, okay, just to let you know, but objectively I can say that it really did like a revolution, and it's a bomb of saffron, burnt sugar note with resin, fir resin, amber wood. It's got this very distinctive burnt saffron smell. Unfortunately, with those kind of fragrances, you can smell it everywhere. Every time I take the transport, the tube, I can smell it. I can smell that fragrance, and usually I smell dupes of it. Number 16 is Hypnotic Poison. It's vanilla, almondish, so if you don't like the heavy smell of almond, this is probably not for you. It's a great fragrance. It's a bit iconic, a bit of coconut, a bit of almond, very mysterious. I like it. I really like it. I think sometimes it's a little bit too synthetic for me. I think the synthetic notes are very present, so I don't find it the most flattering all the time, but it's a beautiful fragrance. It's a great choice. It's a bit mysterious. At least, you know, it makes it very versatile. I think that's really sexy, actually, so great choice. Number 15 is Girl of Now by Elisab. Actually, this is a fragrance that you can praise for its originality. I find it a bit light to me. Sorry, I've got a little bit of allergies going on here. It's fall. And every time in fall, I've got allergies like this, so I'm taking antihistaminic. But almond, sweet, and you have a nutty smell, not nutty like hazelnut, but nutty more like pistachio. Gourmand, but in a light way. Number 14, Dylan Purple by Versace. I happen to have this fragrance in my collection, not because I really love it, but because I've received it from a retailer. It's nice, you know, it's nice. You go to the shower gel range of the women's section in a supermarket. I'm not saying it smells like a supermarket, okay? No, stop it. It's just like, you know, when you go to the shampoo and the deodorant, you have a fruity floral smell that is kind of generic for the ladies, and it's the same for the men as well. You have this kind of generic shower gel smell for both gender. Well, it smells a bit like that to me. It's soapy, it's bubbly, it's pear, it's magnolia, it's nice little flowers. For me, it's more like a younger audience in there, because it's not very complicated, and I think it's a great fragrance to have as a first perfume to smell clean and fresh, you know, and that's it. Number 13 is Dior J'adore. And usually, like, you know, when you ask a guy, like randomly out of the blue, what's their favorite fragrance on a woman, most of them, except if they are in the fragrance industry or they like fragrances, they wouldn't know what to say, and they're probably going to say the iconic fragrances that they smell in their childhood. Floral scent created by Calice Becker, the director of Givaudan, the perfumery school at the moment. She's a genius to me. A lot of ingredients. It's not simple. Nowadays, we take one ingredient. For example, we will take peach on a head note, we will take a little bit of jasmine, and we will make it, a few ingredients very simple. That's a new trend. But back in the days, it was really full on. You will take a lot of ingredients and you will make the fragrance so complex that you had difficulty to know which fruit or which flower you're smelling, because there's a little bit quantity of a lot of different ingredients. It reminds me so much good memories. Like my grandmom, it was a signature scent for all of my childhood. I still think it's relevant nowadays. I'm sure a lot of people have the same as well. I love this perfume. Number 12 is Baude in Roma Intense by Valentino. I really like Valentino fragrance, especially for the designer range. I think they're doing a really good job to make something that is appealing and sometimes a little bit edgy. So this one, I would say it's a little bit more common compared to the selection that they have. It's an intoxicating vanilla ambery fragrance with jasmine and benzoin. So for me, it's very sexy, it's very cheeky, very feminine and very sexy. But number 11 is Gris Charnel by BDK Parfum. Woody with a fig note. Not the usual sweet fragrance that you would advise for women, and that's really pleasant to see something a bit different, elegant and sophisticated on women. And I find it very unisex, so at least that's a little bit of a change, you know? Number 10 is Love Don't Be Shy by Kilian. Was it the Extreme Love Don't Be Shy that was worn by Rihanna? This is a sweet floral fragrance. After this fragrance was launched, everyone wanted that kind of formula. It's a lot of orange blossom, but a candied orange. It's very creamy and blossoming, nearly marshmallow-like, lots of caramel, and this fragrance has been done by Calice Becker. J'adore, and then Love Don't Be Shy, like she just know how to create fragrance that's going to appeal. That's really for me the true genius. It's very sugared, it's very attractive, it's got a lot of projection as well. By experience, when I wear those kind of fragrances, I know that it's appealing for guys. Usually I get like a lot of compliments, you know. Number 9, Burberry Her Elixir by Burberry. Fruity sweet fragrance. As you can see, there's a lot of fruity sweet. There's a huge note of strawberry. I don't like strawberry note, so for me it's very difficult. I need it to be balanced, so I'm not too fan of the fragrance, but objectively I can say it's really beautiful and nicely done. The strawberry feels a bit milky. It can feel a bit heady as well because the strawberry note is mainly synthetic. Number 8 is Black Opium by YSL. So I really appreciate Yves Saint Laurent for some time coming with very groundbreaking scent. It has a lot of personality. Coffee beans and flowers with a little bit of pear, vanilla. You know, it's great for winter because, you know, it's very intense, very dark. It gives me like a more edgy style, even if it's still very sweet. Like I'm going party and let's go, I'm full on, you know. You can totally see how it can be sexy and flattering on someone. And it's also full on. This one, you can smell it from very far away. Number 7 is Devotion by Dolce & Gabbana. That's my favorite designer of the year, I have to say. And my boyfriend does wear that a lot, so it feels very unisex to me, even if it's sweet. It's mainly candied lemon, panna cotta, and vanilla. Smell like a pastry vanilla cake, you know, full on with a huge candied lemon, nearly like a lemon pie. You never smelled that before, you know, and that's great. I think some people are gonna think it's definitely too gourmand and they wouldn't know where to wear it, but for me, I find it so addictive, so sexy. That's the fragrance I got for my birthday, actually. I was so happy, you know, like as soon as I smelled it, I was like, I really need that. It was a love as first sniff. What a great gourmand fragrance, honestly. Full on, but chef's kiss. Number 6 is Maison France Cœur Dijon. Again, gentle fluidity gold, and I have to say, me with Grand Soir and that one, these are my favorite of the brand. Vanilla, powdery and ambery fragrance, but compare, for example, to Grand Soir that feels maybe a little bit more woodier and maybe for some nose more masculine. I wear it as much, but whatever. Gentle fluidity gold for me is very sophisticated vanilla, very refined, but a huge sillage. You know, every time I wore that fragrance, he left me a very distinctive projection and great sillage without feeling not classy. You know, it's for me very sophisticated. It's so beautiful. Number 5 is Valaya by Parfum de Marly, which is a musky citrus. So it's white musk, so it feels clean and very powdery, which is usually a signature that you can smell. If you smell Parfum de Marly, they all have a musky dry down, which help them to be a huge projector, beast projection if you prefer. And that's why I think they're really popular, and they also do scents that in a general basis are really popular. Parfum de Marly is really rare when I talk about it on my channel because I'm never mind blown. I'm never like, oh, this is the perfume of the year, oh my god, no. No, but I find them beautiful. I would recommend it to people that just go inside the niche fragrances for the first time, or that really want something timeless, or just a very complimented fragrance. Then Parfum de Marly is a great brand for that. This one has aldehydes, so fizzy like champagne, and but not in a vintage way, just to let you know. Peach, orange blossom, lily of the valley. It smells like a light petal on the skin, you know, because they use the synthetic molecule Petalia. It's pretty. Me, the first time I smelled it, I thought like it was like great for a wedding perfume. I was like, it smelled like there's something very airy, purity in that fragrance that I like. Number 4 is Burberry Goddess. I'm so happy to see that. It's one of the latest release that I love. To be fair, I always loved Burberry fragrance because they're simple, but they always work to me. Goddess is a vanilla fragrance with vanilla caviar and lavender. It has something a little bit salty to it. It's a beautiful vanilla, but that doesn't overly play with the gourmand accord. The mature and classy vanilla. Have you smelled the intense? Have you seen that people are absolutely hating the intense one? I don't understand. Actually, it smells a bit strange, but I actually appreciate that it was a bit different. I think it's got like a very creative and artistic personality to it. I don't know. Try it, let me know what you think. The top 3 is Angel Share by Kilian. How surprising. I mean, it's really funny that actually when I did that video for the men's, I was expecting to see it on the men's, but mostly it's guys loving these fragrances on their girlfriend. When you smell the fragrance, it's like a very boozy kind of scent with cognac. Cinnamon, so very spicy. Tonka vanilla, but very smooth, very intense, very warm, boozy, mysterious, sexy. It's full on. I really like it, to be fair. From the bottle to the scent, it's really beautiful. A bit of praline as well, so you have a bit of gourmand without feeling too synthetic, you know. It's been extremely popular. I think it's always a good choice in a collection, especially for women. The sexy note of the cognac is to die for, and for men as well. Oh my god, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful scent. Actually, this fragrance is copied all over and all over again by dupes, which the dupes are usually more cinnamon-like, whereas than this one, for me, it's more well-rounded, smooth, and a little bit more boozy. But I don't know why, like, dupes, they focus on cinnamon. Actually, I know why, because it's cheaper. But Number 2 is Delina, Parfum de Marly. How surprising is that? This fragrance smells like lychee, rhubarb, Turkish rose, peony, and musk. Classic, Parfum de Marly, the Moss signature, so very powdery, amazing projection, amazing sillage. It will last you all day for sure. I smell more than the Turkish rose in that fragrance is peony. And peony is a very fluffy, very blossoming, and it usually is used in very girly fragrances. You can really smell how feminine Delina is. It's like a ballerina, it's beautiful, it's the idea of ultra feminine kind of fragrance without being too sweet. It's nicely balanced with fruity note. The rhubarb is nice, not too green on this fragrance. It's mainly the lychee for me that you can smell. Lychee, cute, sparkling, and usually like floral, fruity are really appreciated and very complimented by men. And you know what? I don't like Delina. I know it's a very unpopular opinion, so I'm really sorry if you love it. It's not against you, but you know, it's really funny because I did this video where I was wearing during a day fragrances I absolutely hated, and I took Delina because I've got decant of it, you know. So I was wearing Delina during a day. I had some lunch with Abby from the channel from Abby with Love, and she was like, oh, I have to tell you, in the middle of the dinner, you know, she was like, oh, I have to tell you, you smell absolutely amazing. I'm attracted by your skin. I want to smell it again and again. I was like, what? And also my boyfriend told me that he really loved that fragrance on me. So poor guy. I mean, I'm not gonna wear that a lot because I wear what I like. I don't wear fragrances for other people. So I know, like, even if I've got it, I'm not gonna wear it that much because I don't really like it. But I know that people loved it on me. So, you know, it worked. The number one that I was actually really surprised that it was mentioned the most was Guidance 46 by Amouage. I have to say, I love the classic Guidance. I need to buy it. Smell a bit like peach skin, very velvety. It's a very strange smell. I can smell the woody notes, but it has that peachy note that is, I don't know, I find this fragrance really groundbreaking to me. Like I cannot compare to any scent I've ever smelled before. If you want to challenge your nose as well, please try Guidance, because some people absolutely hate it because they saw it smell a bit like sexual. A lot of comments say it smells like down there. I don't know why people say that. Guidance 46, I would say it's a more appealing and deeper version of Guidance. So if you didn't like Guidance, I recommend you to try Guidance 46, even though it's kind of similar. You know, you still have the hazelnut note that was present in the classic. It's rose water, so it makes it more appealing to me, a more feminine, almondy, osmanthus, still osmanthus, that gives the apricot peachy note, frankincense, so it feels a little bit more in depth, maybe a little bit more resins. Woody with Akigala wood, which is a synthetic molecule of woody that is owned by Givaudan, that is a manufacturer of fragrance. And they have the right on that ingredient during 25 years now. It's basically like a woody note that smells very uplifting and fresh, blended with some patchouli. It's something that is really used in Amouage, for example. I think it's really pretty. I like it. I still prefer the classic more. I'm glad to see that fragrance here because I think Amouage does fragrances that in terms of texture and depth and density, they're really good, really, really good. I'm not always mind blown by Amouage because I think sometimes it's a question of taste, because sometimes their fragrance can be very earthy or very dry, and I'm not always, you know, but a lot of the creation, I have to say, are absolutely stunning. It's really expensive, but for Amouage, I kind of think it's really worth it. I can tell how much care they put in their formula and which ingredient is placed here and there, so it's appreciated. It's a brand that is really beautiful. Voilà. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember, wear what you like, and in conclusion I can say that mainly what I saw is sweet fragrances or floral fruity. If you watch the video until the end, you can type the word femme, which means woman in French, F-E-M-M-E, femme. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you very soon. Bye now.
Dans mon paradis bleu,